welcome to the channel. We are Koopa. We are Koopa, 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 Koopa. But more important than that, I am the shit. The shit, poo-poo, the doo-doo. I'm the guy, I'm the one. You know, I used to look at it a little bit differently, but today we're going to explore the atmosphere of being a legend. Because, 2026, you know, we're not playing any games anymore, man, except for the games that we're playing all the damn time. You know me, any day ending with why. I must ask why. The controller's not in my hand. And it's usually because my dick's there. But look, what I'm telling you now is desire, burning passion, all that good stuff is what we're getting into this year and beyond. You know, I just hope I just stay in alignment. That's my only resolution, staying in alignment, and also locking into more of me being the shit, you know? But that's the title for what's actually in the video, content-wise, visually. We have the new ADF map. I play Dragon Quest X here a lot, more than the average American. And they just released a new map. It is very awesome, and I am super excited about it because this marks the start of the legendary ADF maps. So this is the first map that comes from version 3. If you don't know anything about version 3, this is the peak version. This is where the environments get good, the game gets good, the story gets good, all that stuff. And essentially, I am so excited for the second and the fourth map that are going to be released from this, because I think, you know, hopefully if they don't, you know, linger on the first realm too much here, because it is the fire realm. That's why we're talking about the whole passion, fire shit, whatever. But I hope they don't dwell on that too long and make like 2 or 3 maps on the fire realm. Like, it's just go on to ice. Please, please just go on to ice. That would be amazing. And then from there, you know, the dark realm, I was like, I probably won't like that map too much, but the water realm map will be so fucking lit. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So, if you guys are new to the playlist, this is essentially just the tower defense mode. You team up with about 80 of your folks, 80 of your friends, and you defend. Defend, defend, defend. There's a big boss coming, and there's a lot of large enemies approaching as well. For our new map, we're going to be doing the Armamentalist class, because I like that class for this kind of battle specifically. They are more of a support character, I'd say. They mostly just weaken people, make sure your damage is super fucking high through the roof. So I will admit I'm not the best at, you know, damage dealing or healing in this game. I'm kind of like the support guy. Just because I don't really know, you know, priorities-wise, what to hit, what to not hit, where to go. So yeah, it works out fairly well. I don't believe we kill the boss, but we do survive. I do have a playthrough of the new map where I don't survive, which I may show you guys eventually one day. We come around, do this again. But for now, we'll just do that, the new map, and also I think we fight the Greys first here, just so I can get the request done, because it is on my master quest for this this week. But yeah, that is our gameplay for the day. No story stuff, just new ADF map. I'll probably show you a couple of the new weapons that are available as well, if we can get to that. But I'd essentially just, since I have a couple minutes with you here, I'd like to discuss the fact that people like me, people in general, you know, who have a discerning heart, who like to think and dwell on problems and ponder, if you will, we don't think we are the shit. And that needs to change. That needs to change, not just with this video, but with every video that comes onto here next, and every video you ingest and watch. I want you to just take the information and know that even if it is criticism, the fact that you are seeing it as criticism and taking it into your bones means that you are the shit. It means that you're the fucking GOAT, the guy, the man, the legend, and you gotta stop seeing yourself as a scapegoat, as the guy who takes the problems, as the guy who can only fail 1,000 times and then wish to fail 1,000 more times. It's like, no, that's not exactly it. Of course, that is part of the situation, but that's not the full scope of what's going on here, my friend. Take a little hit after that. So the full scope, man, is our desire. I feel like a lot of people who just are in their heads a lot, it's because there's a lot in there. It's because you have a lot of passion for something. And the problem with the society is that it relies on shame to control you. So whatever that passion is, I guarantee you somebody's been like, oh, look at the guy who cares so much about this or cares so much about this. Or if it's a person, you know, then they try to weaponize that against you or whatever. But do not be ashamed. Do not be fearful of the fact that you are a big thinker. Big thinker Chad energy. Don't be fearful of that, my friend. It's actually a very good thing. You know, a lot of people wish their head was filled with, you know, a bunch of random things or thoughts to think about. Thinking thoughts to thoughty think. But yeah, we have the eternal inner dialogue, we have the eternal thoughts, and I know. You second guess yourself. Probably more than the average person, but you'll never know because you're not in their head. You're in your head, and it's a fucking mess. It's a fucking tragedy up here. And you know, the best way to deal with a lot of tragedies is to replace them with different memories or just straight up ignore them. I know it sounds terrible, but you can't let them control you. Now, of course, there will be a time when we have to unpack and let the feelings flow through us and truly adhere to whatever the whimsy of our body and soul needs. But strictly in the moment when we're trying to grind, to get money, to achieve a goal. Because I feel like this is where a lot of us passionate desire people, you know, lie. And of course, this goal has to be related to this passion. If it's not gonna work, right? But as long as we're doing that, then you can just sit in the fact that you are the shit, man. This is your red hot desire force within you, you know? And you have to rely on the fact that people will be, you know, doing some shitty things to try and stop you from their path. Because for some reason, you are not a signifier of how amazing the world is. You are nothing but a target for what they're not doing. You know, you're the point that they're not reaching, which pisses them off, man. It's the hate that fuels them, but it's the love that fuels you. I can tell. I know it. Oh, I got a burp. Oh yeah, that was a loud one. It's a good thing I muted. It's not for you. It's for the Patreon. It's for the Patreon. Ugh. But yeah, what I'm getting at here is, you know, it's a little bit annoying because I hear it a lot in the rap game and in a lot of socially toxic spaces, narcissist circles, they call it and whatnot. That if you have haters, then that means you're doing something right. But there's a reason why a lot of people say that. It's because to a certain extent, it is right. People are always going to reject the person who does the weird thing that is maybe perhaps a little bit different than the crowd. Because the weird thing that's different than the crowd that people are doing is usually something that's burning deep within them. And a lot of people, like I said, they're jealous of that. Not everybody has that shit. And you have to stop thinking that everybody does. It's just like, well, I don't know, they're probably not really mad at me. They're probably just working really hard on what they have. But they're not, my friend. They're not. They have absolutely nothing to go towards. And just because you have something, they're trying to take that away from you. You know, misery loves company type shit. And have you be down in the pits, the dumps, the doo-doos, like everyone else. And thus, you know, that is usually where you go if you want friends. And I love friends as much as the next person, guys. I'm a huge friend lover. I love my friends. But you gotta recognize where they're helping you and when they're actually actively, you know, disabling your power. You know, when they're actively being detriments to your inner force, your inner passion. And that all just comes from discernment, intuition, and taking a few small moments of silence to yourself every day to just unpack and alchemize everything. I think a lot of things started to change really to a huge extent when I just sort of journaled, you know, kept my little diary of what was going on in my head in the morning and at night. And I know it's gonna sound very annoying to like write notes and everything. If you're not like a writer, you could always record voice notes because we have these crazy phones that can do literally anything now. You know, you can talk to your little robot AI companion, since that's apparently what we all have now. But whatever you do, just mark it down. And please, if it is a negative occurrence in life, you can always alchemize it to be better. For who? For yourself, for nobody else, okay? If somebody else did something bad to you, you can alchemize that as something good for you, not for them, not for their sake, not so you go back into that situation blind to the fact that they did something evil to you and make the same mistake again. It is for your sake. It is so you can have peace of mind, and you can understand that you don't need to hold on to that resentment, anger, you know, fear, failure, whatever it is that you're holding on to with that person. You can feel that in that moment when you're recapping. You can write it all down, get all the emotions out. You know, sometimes you even want to write a note to them. You know, you even want to call the motherfuckers out. You want to get indignant, right? You want to set things straight. Write it all out. Put it all down on paper. Leave it for a couple seconds. Could even be a couple minutes. Just leave it. Once you've done that, you gotta take that moment to pause. Okay, even if it's in their text form, even if it's there, you just take that moment to pause, and you come back to it, and then you decide what to do with it. You know, sometimes you want to destroy it, sometimes you want to send it to them, sometimes you don't want to send it to them, you want to send it to maybe your partner, your friend, someone. Sometimes you just want to read it out. Sometimes it can make content. Guys, I don't know why we are so attached to, you know, jumping into everybody else's life. And I think it's because of the inherent nature of the low trust society. It's like, I know I can't trust the media. I know I can't trust the news, but maybe I can trust, you know, somebody who's just like me. You know, maybe I can trust some idiot with a microphone and a computer, which is exactly what I have, who's just saying shit, who just be here saying shit. And so that's why I love that I have this channel, so I can just, I can relate to people on a way that I felt like I've never had the ability to in real life. You know, I really don't go out to places and just hang out besides, you know, the works, the jobs that I've had. And when I go out to places from the jobs, it's usually with the coworkers, the people I meet from there. So I've never been one to like frequent a bar or like a library or anything really in a public setting. You know, I'll go to like generally parks or nature trails a lot, but when it's outside, people tend to look at you differently, especially me. I'll say I like to do what I like to do. You know, I like to have fun outside. I like to get very physical, you know, play my music. It's sometimes on the speaker, but most times on the headphones. It's been speaker quite recently because I've noticed just like, man, if you have a vibe, you have a vibe. You know, I've been listening to stuff in headphones, just vibing out and stuff, and I'll be like, I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes people just want to hear that. And when I do the headphones, you know, when I do the speaker sometimes, it's like, sometimes people don't want to hear it. You know, it just depends. But especially not inside, you know, you can't be blasting music and shit. And so that's why I really don't care for like the inside hangouts. It seems like a lot of times my energy, my burning passion is just automatically met with like, ooh, you know, like he too strong. Like, he smell a little tiger lion. And so I usually get met with a lot of you know, outward social rejection because of that. You know, I had this boisterous personality, but over here, you know, it's like that whole analogy. It's like, I'm not locked in here with you guys, you're locked in here with me. And so, I'm glad I have this platform. If nobody watches it but me, I'm happy because I'm understanding myself one day at a time. And now I know I really don't need this high level of social interaction or to be at a place or to be at a location all the time, you know, seeking and getting people. My brain is far too expansive to be led by the masses. And that's how you usually get involved in a community like that. It's not because you're the leader that everybody is following, and if it is, then they're all following to try to destroy you, because in this society, man, if you're not a true stagnant leader, you know, and that is not me. I mean, I lead because I can't help but be the example for people, but I'm not a stagnant leader. In regards to boundaries and rules and stout laws, I have none of those in my leadership, you know? I don't even have that in myself. So establishing that, I know that it's really like a slippery slope to get on these internet platforms and tell too many things, which is why I've waited so long, and I've been able to keep this platform so that I could come back to it, you know, and still produce essentially what we've done from the beginning, but while now adding that factor of, hey man, I'm just an everyman kind of person, I need social interaction, we're in this weird age, let's figure it out together, because I feel like that community is really lost with us. Everybody's getting this individuation process going on, and I feel like just as genders, just as people, we've really lost that ability to communicate. And so I'm trying to get it back. I don't think many things will be solved without this main issue being resolved. Communication is key. I've noticed it throughout all of my relationships. That's been the main thing. You know, I try to communicate effectively. I can't say if they try to communicate effectively or not, because I don't understand usually, and I'm sure they don't understand me usually. And that's the thing. It's so many platforms, so many ways, so many different methods and speeds that we're all interacting at, that nothing really feels human, you know. And I think that's why a lot of people can't trust the news or the media or the whatever, you know. Now we don't even know if it's like made by a human or not, if it's even, you know, somebody went into the DAW or Da Vinci or Adobe. We don't even know that stuff yet. And so with everything changing like this, I really do think we need to get back to more videos like this. Like I hardly do editing on these. I mean, I edit the music at the beginning, and then, you know, that's about it. I feel like we just need more human conversations where people are just willing to get on the mic and maybe embarrass themselves a little bit, to hop on the game and maybe, you know, not play the best a little bit, but have a conversation about something that really matters to you. And I think the passion is where we're really missing things, because like I said, guys, everybody puts down your main and biggest passions, you know? And so people don't turn the passions into obsessions, because if somebody puts down my one obsession, then, oh no, what am I gonna do with my life? And it's like, it sucks, right? It does suck. Like if I showed this to somebody and they was like, oh, this game looks dumb, Dragon Quest looks stupid, I wouldn't feel good about that, right? But I have to realize it's not really me. I may be putting a lot of myself into it, but it's not really me. And in the future, yes, I know, this sucks to hear, in the future, This game may never come to the West. This game may even be deleted from Japan. This game may stop Americans from even playing it. You know, they region lock the fucking Switch too. So who's to say that in a couple years they won't be like, yeah, you know what, America? I don't know if you guys need to play. I don't need you guys need to play Dragon Quest X anymore. It's fine. You know, we'll just region lock that too. It's fine. It's fine. And so I have to understand that no matter what happens, I just have to enjoy this. I have to enjoy everybody even, you know, giving me criticism or saying my music is bad, or saying the gameplay is bad, or the game sucks. I have to appreciate all of that because it's part of the experience. It's part of it. And if you're not completely obsessed with whatever thing, then you're not going to make it into whatever leagues, you know, the big, the small. You're not even going to make it. You're not even going to make it as qualifiers, my God. That's how disgusting the world is nowadays. It requires very much for very little payoff. But luckily, it's very easy. It's been nice for me to just get this disciplined attitude because, yes, of course, I am obsessed. I'm obsessed with game. And it's easy for me to hold up this attitude because, yeah, I really think that the passion in it is worth it. I think it's valuable content. And I think that's what you need in yourself. I think, you know, no matter what it is, even if it's stupid to everyone else, you need to know in yourself that you're growing somewhere. You know, you're going somewhere. And not just, you know, feel that, but like embody it. Do things that are a little bit better every time. Experiment a little, you know. Like I said, make people angry. It's always going to happen automatically, I feel like, if you're following your heart. But, you know, don't be afraid to make people angry. And don't like walk back on your word too much. A lot of times, just doing what we say can automatically bring the credibility and the respect. But yeah, not everybody interprets it the right way. And I'm a very sensitive person, so you know, I notice when things just aren't looking the right way for me, you know, and just what people do. I notice that very explicitly. So I got to realize that although you do notice it, although it is happening, it's just not something we need to focus on. It's not. You know, in all the times, whenever something bad happens, and I just go back to the red hot desire, the passion, you know, the burning soul within me that tells me, hey man, I really want to do this. It's fine, you know, and then I come back to that thought that I had that's like, oh, they did this to me, oh, and I come back to that. It's not as serious anymore. It's like why was I even mad about this shit? It's just like stupid people doing stupid shit again, and it always fucking happens. And it will continue to happen as long as we're on this path, as long as we're trying. Like I said, the world fucking hates trying now, and I don't understand that. Maybe it's because everything's so easy. Maybe it's because the entirety of the internet and technology is geared towards complacency and making us as happy and muted and thoughtless as possible. Like, that's all of our entertainment. It's to make you just distracted and just not even thinking about shit. And of course that's nice sometimes, you know. I want to turn this brain off. You guys think I don't want to turn this brain off sometimes? I really do. But we can't be doing this 24/7. We just can't. We got to come back to our brain because that's what's going to really help you be fulfilled. That's how you stay in alignment. As you come back to your soul, your brain. What am I thinking about? What do I really want to do that would make me happy today? Is it walking that mile? You know, is it exercising a little bit? Is it taking a step outside? Is it writing down, you know, what I was gonna do for dinner tomorrow? Like whatever is it that I really want to do right now to fuel my soul? And we are distracted so many times by things that just aren't the passion, the red hot desert in ourselves, you know. And that's what convinces us that we're not the poo-poo, the shit, you know. And I think you are. I think I am. I think we all have the capacity to be that, and we're all growing slowly towards that every day. And 2026 is gonna prove that. I think so. I believe so. A lot of good things are happening. Besides version 8 on Dragon Quest X. Besides version 8, a lot of good things are happening in 2026, right? In the video game world and onwards. And I think this year, it will be, what's this, a year of the horse? It's probably going to be the year of the runs. The year of the runners. You ready to be a track star, man? Oh, shit. No, I think a lot of things will be exposed this year, and you have to be aware of your intuition, your desire, where you want to go. And I'm not telling you to like quantify it specifically or whatever, because that's not really what I'm doing. I just know I have a direction, you know. I have a certain, you know, atmosphere that I want to uphold coming up here in the future. And all I can really do to achieve that is to stay in alignment, is to align myself with it, you know? It's small things. And the reason why I'm not really specifically getting down to brass tacks is because I don't want to hit them and I don't want to not hit them at the same time, right? I just want to let it flow. Like what's meant for me is meant for me. And if there's one thing that's really convinced me of that, it's this channel, man. Like we're growing much faster than the average Gooner YouTube Let's Play channel. Let's say that, especially one based on Dragon Quest. And I'm so glad I picked a game like this as my focus to sort of neuter my growth, because like I said, nobody in America is playing this game. You know, you got to go to Dookie or you got to go to Exeling or me, you know, in this project and stuff like that. But the thing is, guys, I like to be hidden. It's just what I do all the time is growth. So obviously people are gonna see me. Obviously people are gonna be mad at me, especially since, you know, he's somebody who likes growing and he ain't even appreciative of the attention he gets, a little bastard. Okay, anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I wanted to say that first. Like, it's not like I'm like, fuck these YouTube subscribers. I don't even care that I have 100. It's not like that. It's like I would still be doing this. And I was a little bit happier when I wasn't as noticeable personally. But as a leader, I can't help but focus on other people. That's just what a leader do, you know. That's just what a leader do. And I love YouTube. I always have. So obviously, if I'm obsessed with YouTube and Dragon Quest, it's gonna mix together a little bit. It's gonna mix together a little bit, right? So we have Fua here. She just did ADF. I appreciate her. Frost as well, and then wow, I forgot his name. Cloud Final Fantasy 7. Anyone? Yeah, it was a good playthrough. Crazy streams be going on, but you guys know I'm live pretty much every day. Sometimes I miss a day, but who really cares? 3 a.m. is the time when we rhyme. I got the radio going on if you want to catch the Twitch streams, and the Patreon will probably start up in February, okay? I am working on things to put there as far as streaming wise. I think like a Q&A or something when we get a little bit more traction. As much as I hate it, I have to grow. I don't think there's any other way for me to go. You know, if I just drown in these thoughts and resentment, I'm not going to be here for too much longer. And that's not, you know, getting all cathartic or super depressing or whatever. That's just a fact of life, man. I'm not one to stay in one place. Okay, so I appreciate you all for staying here with me in this place, but realize you can be just like me, man. I love you, appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.